At first, it seemed nearly impossible, but once I got used to it, it became second nature, and I became really good at keeping my mind clear and focused on each moment. I specifically remember a point where the lifestyle at the temple became easier for me. Every Sunday morning, we would do work period together, and we all did different jobs around the temple. This particular Sunday, my job was weeding the flower garden. The night before, I had been out with a woman who I was really interested in, but she didn't seem interested in me. At this point in my life, this had become a pretty consistent pattern for me, and it made me feel really sad and disappointed in myself that morning. So as I worked, I just began to concentrate on what I was doing, and I stopped thinking about the night before. And then after clearing the weeds for a couple hours, at that moment, I looked up and I realized I was sitting in a beautiful flower garden. I was making our temple garden look more beautiful. Now I felt happy, and I realized that making the world around me a more beautiful place is what's truly important to me. I realized happiness wouldn't come from attaining any of those things I was chasing. The work I was doing and the effect it was having on me was the actual reward. This was a huge turning point in my life. This experience in the garden changed me forever. Up until that point, I had been stubborn. I was constantly wondering what other people thought, what they thought of me, and I was always seeking their approval. I was consumed by my feelings, and I thought my opinions and my assessments of things were so important. I allowed my mind to wander off, thinking and contemplating all the things going on in my life, because I always believed I would come up with a clever solution to all of my problems. After this experience in the flower garden, I surrendered. I realized my ego had been sending me on a fool's errand, and I was done with it. At that point, I became fully committed to what I was doing at the temple and in each moment. This was a Zen moment, imparted to me by my teacher sending me out to weed the garden with no explanation of why. I had to figure it out for myself. This is the heart of Zen. And I share the story because I think sometimes it's hard for people to rationalize the way Zen is taught.